If you find yourself in the public eye, whether as a leader of a business or a community leader or even a celebrity, you may find that your life comes with a unique set of challenges. But who can you turn to? Who is out there for you to talk to about the many things that can come up when you're a highly visible person? I'm here with Dr. LaVerne Adams to discuss that very topic. LaVerne, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Christian, for having me. I appreciate it.
So, who would you categorize as a highly visible person?
It could be anybody that you see that are high-profile people, from professional athletes to celebrities, CEOs, pastors, community leaders, and of course politicians. They're in the limelight, they're in the spotlight all the time.
And what kind of challenges do highly visible people have that the rest of us don't have?
Well, they actually face a very unique set of challenges. First of all, they're always in the public eye, they're always in the media, and oftentimes that media is not always positive. And what's even worse, it's not always true. And so they need someone that they can turn to in the event that they hit a media roadblock, if you will. And I come alongside as a reputation damage control specialist to help them and guide them to a place of recovery.
You know, it's interesting. I think that there are a lot of people out there that don't wake up every morning and say, I want to be in the public eye. But yet, because of their career, because of their life purpose or their calling within their soul, they have to be in front of large crowds of people. Life doesn't train you for that.
Absolutely. And it also doesn't train you for the difficulties and for the high profile damage that happens in your personal life. And I feel really called to help those people, because oftentimes the media dehumanizes them and forgets that these people are mothers, their husbands, their wives, they have families, and at the expense of media attention, these people's lives are terribly damaged.
We see it every day. I mean, there is now 24/7 media coverage, and a lot of it is negative towards individuals. How do you turn that around for yourself?
Well, basically what I do is I come alongside as a confidant and a consultant to help you guide your life to a place that makes sense for you, to realize your dream, to remember your dream, and really kind of drown out all those loud negative voices, but also to help you to have a peak performance and do better than you've ever done before.
Now, you are the author of a book, Destination Transformation.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your book.
Well, I understand the dynamics of being in the high-profile spotlight, and I did a lot of research, and as a part of that, I developed a book and a system called Total Life Transformation, and the Destination Transformation is a part of that system. And basically what I do is I take you on a metaphorical journey to a place where you can find total transformation in every area of your life.
Do you find in your work that there are people who are successful in the limelight, but yet other areas of their lives are not working? Perhaps it's their family, relationships. It's kind of hard to get it all fit together in a way that works on all levels.
And that is precisely the issue. Most times you have people who they hit these high, very high potential spotlights and high places in their lives, and they do it at the expense of some other real important things like family and other issues that may come up in their lives that really need their attention. And so failure almost is inevitable.
So when you've had a fall from grace and
Yes.
a fumble in the spotlight, what is the first step to pick up the pieces again?
Well, the first step is that you actually begin to look at your life and remember the dream that you initially had. And begin now to look at that dream and keep that in the forefront of your mind and let that dream energize you to propel you and motivate you and move you forward.
So how important is it to understand and have a strategy to avoid burnout when you're a highly visible person?
Well, this is all part of the book that I wrote, a manageable step-by-step process. And basically what we do is we help the high-profile professional understand the absolute importance of traveling on the road to renew their life. And as they renew their life, they are revitalized and they're energized to actually work the dream. They have the energy to work the dream.
It takes a lot of energy, LaVerne, to be out there and to be talking to people and to be on all the time. And if you don't pull those reserves from deep within, you tend to run out.
Absolutely. And that's why we get you on the road to renewal, because you can not only burn out, but you can suffer under long-term stress, which can have awful effects long term. It could produce physical issues such as hypertension. It could produce diabetes, and studies have shown even emotional problems such as depression, listlessness, not feeling like you want to get out of the bed, and the list goes on and on. So it's absolutely critical for high-profile people to get the rest and renewal they need to recharge their battery so they can be up for everybody and do everything that, and meet all the demands of their stressful career.
One of the things you talked about in your book is reinvention. What is the role of reinvention when you're in the spotlight?
Well, this is critical, because the reason why you need to get on the road to reinvention is because sometimes the dream that you had turns into a nightmare, and it's totally different from what you ever imagined it would be. And so your life changes. You may have a life change, a sudden life change that you're not ready for, and you need to reinvent yourself and redefine the dream to be relevant to where your life is right now.
I think we see reinvention a lot with professional athletes. I mean, you're out there, you have this high-profile career, whether you're on the football field, basketball, golf, any of that,
yes.
And then suddenly you're not a professional athlete anymore. What's next?
Well, that's what the entire Total Life Transformation process is all about. It gives you a step-by-step process to rebuild your life, rebuild your confidence, and get your life back on track. And so the first thing we do is we look at you reviewing your life, looking for any recurring themes or obstacles that may get in your way eventually that will produce failure. And then we get you to renew your life and reinvent yourself. And so it's an incredible process that I take you through so that you can build your life actually to launch from the trauma to be better than you've ever been before.
Now, what is your personal background?
Well, for 25 years, I've been a minister and a transformational leadership consultant, and I've helped high-profile people, especially when they face traumatic situations, to rebuild and to get their life back on track.
Have you ever had a moment in your life where you had to also find your way back on track as well?
And absolutely, this is my personal journey, and so that's why I identify so deeply with people who find themselves in the spotlight and have fallen from grace or have had a traumatic relationship experience or a failure in a professional assignment. And you know, for me, I've been a victim of divorce and just a total broken family. And for everyone, you know, as a pastor for 20 years, to watch that, it can be so painful and devastating that I really feel for people who may be going through the same thing.
Yeah, so you have normal things that happen to everyone in your life, but it happens in front of everyone.
In front of everyone.
That can be quite painful. I'm sure many nights of insomnia.
Absolutely. And not only painful, but humiliating. And the person that this happens to may even feel like being depressed, or they may even feel like hiding from the public. I mean, just going into hiding. So it can be very devastating.
So inside your book, you have several different steps. Can you walk us through a few of those steps so someone who's watching, who may be connecting with what you're talking about, could get started right now on their journey?
Absolutely. So not only do I help you to review your life and also to rediscover your dream. And sometimes, like when we were young, we had a dream and we were inspired and uninhibited, and then life happens. in the dream, you get amnesia from the dream. And so I get you on that road to remember the dream, so you're energized by the dream. We go through renewal, we go through on the road of reinvention, and then also the road to your reflection. What you think about. You are what you think about. And if you can think about good thoughts, then you can create a good life for yourself. We talk about the right relationships. Getting on the road to the right relationships is absolutely critical to bring people into your life and attract people who will support your progress and not take away from it.
You know, I think that that's something that is really important to note, is the whole idea of right relationships.
Yes.
Because oftentimes when you're in a spotlight, if you're a professional athlete or a celebrity or a pastor, you attract people. People want to be around you because you're in the spotlight, you're a leader, and sometimes those relationships can be toxic.
Absolutely, and that's what makes it so bad. You don't know who to trust, and that's why oftentimes, and I could say from my own personal experience, that it can be lonely at the top. You don't know who to call when you have trouble, and most times people are not going to be there for you when you do.
Well, yeah, because you're not supposed to have trouble. You're supposed to be perfect and shiny and talented and all of that, but
Absolutely.
You're not allowed to be human.
And that's the problem, because that's a formula for disaster. You are expected to be perfect all the time. You're expected to be on all the time, and that's not possible. And when you do make a mistake, it's magnified by the media, and then your whole life is derailed.
So when we go through the process of reflection, what does that mean?
Well, it basically means to take a deeper look at your thoughts and begin to examine what you're thinking about and allow those thoughts now to be transformed to take you to a place where you really want to be, and begin to imagine yourself at a better place. Renew your thoughts and think about those better things that you would like to see in your life, and then they actually begin to happen.
Why do you feel this type of work is so important today?
It's absolutely critical with the advent of social media, and everything that you do just goes viral almost instantaneously. You can find yourself shocked by it. And so I come alongside of you to support you and help you so that you don't have to deal with it alone. It's very painful.
But it's interesting what you're talking about, because I would say now more than ever that people in the world today, they want to be famous. They want to be known. They want to be visible. And if they're not well known, they have a goal to become well known. What about them?
Well, this is interesting because my work also helps people who are just getting started, and they know they have a few weaknesses in their life that they don't want to go public. I help them with that work as well.
So why do you think that is so prevalent in our culture today, that people want to be visible, they want to be known? I mean, it is a driving force for a lot of people. Where do you think that's coming from?
I believe that the real core to that is people want to help. They want to be transformational leaders. They want to support others, but they don't always understand the price that comes with that. And they haven't always prepared themselves for the spotlight. So ultimately, once they get there, everything is lit up. When the light goes on, everything is lit up. Absolutely.
So when you are working with an individual, is it private, one-on-one? How do you work with people?
Well, what makes my work amazing is that I am a minister and I have been sworn to secrecy. Mm-hmm. I understand the importance of confidentiality and privacy, and that is the forefront of my work and my promise to my clients.
LaVerne, so tell me a little bit about the real specific details of your system.
Well, one of the things that we go over is we talk about your reason and your purpose for being alive. And that is very dynamically connected to your dream. And so we look very deeply at that, and we use quite a few different techniques to help you to gauge that and engage with that. And some of the things we do is we help you to look at your life where it is right now. And then we also help you to look at what it is that is the SWOT of your life, your strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. We take actually, which is really important, and what the entire system is based on, is a personality assessment. And I'm a personality test administrator. And we take that information and we use what I call my Cupid Life Map, which is customized uniquely to your personality and individual design. And we take that information and feed it into a system that is guaranteed to make you successful.
So what does Cupid stand for?
Well, the Cupid Life Map system stands for your customized to your unique personality and individual lifestyle design. And it was created because I'm also a personality test administrator, and all the work we do is focused around your unique personality and individual lifestyle. And we put all that together to give you a plan that is guaranteed to help you to succeed.
So what is the role of personality? I mean, if you're a certain personality type, there are things that would just be impossible for you to sustain. How do you make that connection? Like, I'm this type of personality, I need to be doing this
Absolutely.
type.
So the personality test that I use is based on the Myers-Briggs, and a personality like yourself would be, of course, what's called a performer. And so here's the problem. The reason why people don't succeed is they try to do it everybody else's way. So they may not succeed at a diet or getting certain goals accomplished because it's not done the way that their whole lifestyle revolves around. Mm-hmm. And so when you, and this is a trade secret, so when you do something based on your personality type, you are more likely to succeed at it.
It's an interesting way to think about it.
Absolutely.
Because I do think that, at least for myself, if it's not fun or if it just feels like hard work.
Absolutely. It doesn't make sense to you.
Yeah.
And so you may have an introvert who totally cannot get this whole performer ideology. But for them, they have a different style that they need in order to be successful. And we have to take that into consideration because everybody is unique and everybody's different.
So what if someone is watching this interview right now and they're absolutely miserable? What would you say to them?
I would say, I'm here for you. And I wrote the book, Destination Transformation, and it's called Your Navigational Guide to a Totally Fulfilling, Pretty Amazing, Completely Rewarding Dream Life. And the reason why I could make that claim is because I'm experiencing that in my own personal life.
Do you think that everyone out there needs a coach?
I think that if you want to go further than you are right now, which most people do. And this is amazing because when I tell people what I do, that I help high-profile people, they always say the same thing. Can you help me? I need a coach. And I'm like, yeah, but I have a specific audience. And I try to help people as much as I can, whenever I can. But I believe that we're all in need of assistance of some kind. No man is an island. And it's very important that we get the help we need in order to go where it is that we want to go.
I think it's challenging sometimes to be able to see yourself objectively, to really be able to reflect back and say, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Where could I improve? And either we don't take the time to do it, or when we do have the time, we don't know how to really honestly assess ourselves. In some ways, we're even maybe too critical. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, this is interesting because this is why the high-profile individual has so much trouble, because everybody is telling them that they're fabulous. So they don't take the time to look at the weaknesses and the faults and the failures. They don't work on them like we know we should because I'm just so wonderful. But we need to take the time to look at ourselves deeply. But there's a reason why we don't have eyes in the back of our head, because we can't see it all. And so we need those trusted people who could come alongside of us and give us constructive criticism and be willing to take the lessons that people want to teach us so that we can be better people and eventually help to make this a better place.
There are people out there who are simply not coachable.
This is true. And I would say there are some deeper work. There's some deeper work that needs to be done to help them to be coachable, because the ultimate goal is that we all are in a place where we can listen, because no one is an expert at life. And eventually we're going to get to the place where we need someone to help us, whether it's to be born, we need someone to help us to come out, or on the other end, we need someone to help us on our way out. And we can get people to guide us all along the way if we're willing. And so we only block our own progress when we don't do that. And I believe people like you, people like me, we're here to help people to be their absolute best, to shine like lights in a dark world.
Dr. LaVerne Adams, thank you so much for being a guest here on The Ripple Effect.
Thank you for having me.